What's good, YouTube family? It's the one and only Uncle Ty, and welcome to the Terrodometv Battle Rap Podcast. Before we get into the video, I need you to please click the like button, subscribe, and click the cowbell to get notifications on all new content. You can also follow me on all social media platforms at Terrodometv. That's Terrodometv. But now that that's out the way, let's get into things. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Uncle Ty, back with another vlog, and I wanted to do something special today. I wanted to get into this Ultimate Maddness 2 tournament. I wanted to do a breakdown of the complete tournament from first round all the way to the final round. I'm gonna give my predictions, and what I want to do is I want to make a community thing, man. I want y'all to come back to me week by week. Let me know if I was wrong somewhere. Let me know if I was right. Let me know if you felt like my breakdown was correct or if I missed something. You know, this is going to be something where I feel like I can learn a lot more about these guys than what I've seen in the past, and I can learn more about what these guys are going to be in the future. So with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into this tournament. We're going to start with the first round. Now, one thing I want to say before we get into it, I know I'm chatting a lot, but look, I want to say I like the vibe of this tournament a lot more than the first one. The first one, I felt like it was more like something where Smack is trying to discover new talent. And like I said in my previous blogs, I feel like he might have found 4 to 5 bona fide new stars out of that first tournament. So I feel like for the sacrifice them guys went through, even for Jay not to win the 25,000, I feel like it was a good opportunity for every single person that was in that first tournament other than Gunpowder Pat. It's a dub for that. But anyway, like I said, I like the vibe of this tournament right here. This tournament, we got a lot more vets in this. You got Danny Myers, who is probably as I'm looking through these names, he's probably the most, maybe Bill Collector. Young Cannon's been out as long. Yeah, Young Cannon's definitely been out longer than Bill and Danny. But nevertheless, like I said, we got a good mixture of some new talent here. We got some vets in this. I really like the mixture of talent in this tournament. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get into this first battle between the Saga and Holmesy the God. I'm gonna keep it short and blunt. I'm not a big believer of Holmesy the God. I've never really been a big fan. I feel like Holmesy has a better personality than his actual material and what he comes with sometimes. Holmesy doesn't really have anything to really like stand out from other battles. Like when he was in the Goonies, a lot of times I forgot that he was even in the group until it was time for like a Hip Hop Is Real or 15 Minutes of Fame interview. Like I said, I've never really seen a battle that off my memory I could say, oh yeah, I seen a good Holmesy there. Not enough for me to pick him over Saga. So as far as that first round, I'm gonna go with the Saga. For obvious reasons, man. Saga is coming off probably one of his most embarrassing battles of his entire career. More than likely his most embarrassing battle. And he has a lot that he wants to redeem. I can't see Holmesy being the guy that stands in the way of that. So I'm gonna give that first battle to the Saga. Coming down to the battle right below it, we got Glue Easy versus Emerson Kennedy. In this tournament, I'm gonna go off what I seen last from these guys. I'm not going off what I feel a guy could totally do, because one thing I've learned with this tournament from the first round, it's always gonna be a what have you done for me lately type of thing. That last battle I seen between Arsenal and Emerson Kennedy, man, like that was like That was the biggest ass kicking I've seen since the whole quarantine era kicked off. Like, Arsenal sat in the studio chair and, like, he kicked Emerson Kennedy's ass all across the internet to the point where, like, I remember vividly, there was people in the chat that was just telling Arsenal to stop. And you could tell Arsenal was just, like, he just kept going. Like, he was just showing off at the end, like, nigga, I got bars for days to smoke that shit that you were just saying. So I think he's a young guy, if I'm not mistaken. I think he is fairly young. I think he has a lot of area to grow in as far as his personality and really molding himself and who he wants to be as a battle rapper. Honestly, Emma Kennedy gives me, what's the guy's name? He gives me KG the Poet vibe. It's like, yeah, the bars are there, but other than the bars, it's like, it's really nothing to draw us in. So as far as that round, I'm going to give that to Glue Easy. I think Glue Easy will take that off. Just his haymakers and personality alone, I think he'll take that battle. As far as Glue Easy versus Emerson Kennedy, I'm going to give that to Glue Easy. I'm not calling any of these battles by the round. I'm just going to call the winners. Next round, we have Danny Myers versus Reaper Rel. This battle right here, man, like out of all the battles on this first round, this one is picking up the most steam. If you guys seen the last Caffeine live show, Danny Myers was completely silent. I think they had a good portion of all these guys from the tournament in this Caffeine live, and Danny didn't say a word. You could tell Danny is just laser focused. Like, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Danny got like 14 kids. He probably ain't saying a word to none of them until this tournament is over. That's how locked in Danny looked. Going up against Reaper Rel, Rel said he has some moves that he can't believe anyone ever used against Danny Myers. Me personally, like, yo, Danny is like what? And it's not to be a joke or anything. Danny might be like 45 years old. Danny been battling for a long time. If you can figure out an angle that ain't been used in all these years against Danny, kudos to you, but I don't see it happening, Reaper. I think you can give us a good showing to the point where you'll probably be back for a one-off, or you know you know how they do the little battles in between the weekends. I think he'll be back for that because he'll show that much. I don't think Reaper has enough to stop Danny Myers in this tournament setting with everything that's on the line. Nah, Danny ain't getting in this the bullshit, and I don't think Reaper gonna be the one to stop him. So I'm gonna give Danny that matchup against Reaper Real. Moving down to the next battle, we got Tink the Demon versus Franchise. Tink the Demon's coming off a bid. He's been locked down for a few years. We know what Franchise can do on the stage. Franchise he's shown us some pretty monumental moments in his time that he's been on the stage in his battles. What I would say is, feeling I'm getting from this battle is I don't think Franchise is going to have enough mustered up to stop what Tink is coming into this tournament with. Like, trust me, like Tink was down in the dumps, man, as far as battle rappers. I seen he had a GoFundMe at the time, and I think I might have threw like $10 on it just because I just felt so bad, bro, because for somebody to be in our culture, it seemed like when his bail went up, it seemed like he didn't get much love from anybody as far as getting even near close to his goal. And you even had Jay Black that was going to back for him. So I think Tink the Demon has a lot of pent up frustration, and he knows that coming into this tournament, he's going to have to show and prove in order to stay on this stage. I'm pretty sure Tink didn't do all that time in jail to say, I'm going to get back home to get on ARP stage. And that's no slight to RBE, but truth is truth. These guys have been looking at Murder Mook. These guys been looking at T-Rex, Math Hoffa, and all these vets for years because they trying to get to one stage, and that's URL. So I think Tink the Demon will have enough material to be able to get Franchise out of there in the first round. So what we're going to do is we're going to move to the other side of the bracket. We got Loso and Nun Nun at the top of the bracket. I'm going to be real with y'all. I haven't watched a lot of Nun Nun. I just haven't. And I think Loso's determination, like, nothing in my battle rap knowledge is telling me Loso is going to come out there with some material that's going to get him a first round loss. Not with everything Loso has been through as far as getting on URL, and we know he had all this PG drama back in the day. So I just can't see Loso coming out here and dropping the ball in the first round. Not to Nun Nun. There's no slight to Nun Nun. Nun Nun could make me a big fan come next weekend, but I'm just not really seeing him beating Loso in the first round. So I'm going to give that first round matchup to Loso. Next battle, we got Mr. Wavy versus Steams. This one's going to be a steamer right here, man. And that's no pun to Steams' name or anything, but this one's going to be a heater. Both of these guys from the same hood. I believe they're both from the Bronx, South Bronx to be specific. They all from the same neighborhood. So both of these guys got a mutual respect for each other outside of the battle rap world, but they've both already said they respect for each other as grown men, and being from the same hood is going out the window for this battle because they both understand that something bigger is on the line with this. So you got to commend both of these guys for not coming into this battle with that weird energy. Like, sometimes some of these vets can give us, when we know they guys are friends, we know we're not going to get, like, let's be real, we're not going to get any personal shit from either one of these guys that'll make it uncomfortable for either one of them to go back home. But at the same time, I don't think either one of them is going to let up to a point where we're going to say it could have been better if they weren't friends. I think we're going to get a good battle between Wave and Steams. Honestly, I think looking at these first round battles, I think Mr. Wave and Steams could have battle of the day if all these battles are taking place like Beasley and Smack said on the first day. Like, you look at it, they probably the two bar heavy guys in the first round up against each other. The most bar heavy guy. So as far as that battle, man, I'm gonna go Mr. Wavy just off experience. I think, with him, he's been through a lot. Like, he took the loss to, I think when he took that loss to John, I think he learned a lot. And then Wavy took another bad loss to somebody. I can't really figure out who it is right now on my mind. I feel like Mr. Wavy has a lot more on his chest he wants to get off. He took a real bad loss to Briz his last time on the URL stage. And I know that I'm pretty sure he understands that's the last thing that we remember about him as far as being on the URL stage. And like I said at the beginning of the blog, URL is very, very heavy on what have you done for me lately. And that's not even as a staff. That's as fans. That's as a culture. That's just how we are. Like, we're looking at your past performance. Like, that's that's why a lot of people, when the Daylight and Tay-Rock battle took place, a lot of people were confused about who was going to come out of that battle. We all knew Daylight had by far the more superior pen, but we go off what have you done for us lately. And if you look at some of Daylight's previous battles, even though he took some time off, he was doing a lot of bullshit and antics. So it left that space for people to say that, you know, Tay-Rock could take it if Daylight doesn't do this. So yeah, I get into a tangent anyway, but like I said, Mr. Wavy has a lot more to prove, and I think he's gonna prove that in this first round against Steams. I think Steams is, I haven't really seen Steams on URL in some time. It might have been a battle that I missed. So, you know, Steams could come out here with a lot of stuff he's been sitting on and surprise all of us. He could surprise and bust my bracket, to be quite honest with you. But I just think off experience, I'm gonna go with Mr. Wavy. So moving on to the next battle, we got Mike P and Ryder. Another interesting battle here. Ryder, another guy who's been he's been kind of sitting back in the fold, kind of waiting for his chance to really to get back out there and prove himself, especially post Goonies era. And I think Ryder's going to have a lot to prove in this battle. I think he's going to come with a lot of Ryder's a haymaker guy. Like, he's coming with a lot of punches, and you know, he's trying to knock your head off every 2 to 4 bars. You could tell Ryder came up in that golden era of battle rap. You could tell who he watched when he grew up. But at the same time, this is Mike P we talking about. Mike P knows this setting. You know, he just got on that stage and he rapped against Saga, and outside of the $25,000 battle, they were the first battle. So he was really the first main stage guys to get a taste of the difference from a main stage or having that crowd around you converting over to, you know, this quiet big room thing that Caffeine has going. And he showed us that he made that transition flawlessly. Like, he didn't stumble or anything. He even he barked into the camera, like he let us know he on some goat shit after his round. So I don't know. I can't really pick Ryder over Mike P right now. Mike P might have hit that level. I don't know, just put it plain. I think Mike P might have just hit that top tier level as far as putting it all together on the stage. And he kind of he wiped Saga. What was that, last weekend? He wiped them all across the room. So as far as that, this Mike P and Ryder battle, I'm gonna go Mike P just off what I've been saying lately. Like I said, Ryder is nobody to sleep on. Ryder is another person that could bust a bracket. But to beat Mike P, I just don't see it happening. So I'm gonna go Mike P on that. I'm gonna go Mike P on the Mike P and Ryder battle. Next battle, we got Young Cannon and Bill Collect. Anybody that knows anything about battle rap knows that Young Cannon has probably been one of the most disrespected guys in this culture and sport for close to a decade. Like, really been disrespected. Like, he's been given shot after shot, and it's not like he ever gets up there and drops a dud. It's just, I know years ago he was saying guys were just ducking him. You know, and I'm pretty sure after a while his drive for it probably started to fade. But I think this tournament right here is gonna wake something up in Young Cannon. And going up against Bill Collector, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. This setting to me isn't what Bill Collector's built for. This is not Bill Collector. To come in here and give us something every 2 weeks, no, I don't see this. I just don't see this being Bill Collector's setting. I think Bill's one of those guys where Bill needs a couple months, man, because what Bill can give you in the form of 3 rounds can be something monumental. Like, we've been seeing it from back in the days of the Big Cheese remixes and the other guy remix that he was doing. Like, Bill has given us classic shit where, like, it may not be the most bar heavy stuff, like we're comparing it to Rum Nitty or Daylight or, you know, Beat Out or some of these guys, but what he's given us is performances where, like, the Super Soaker, like, shit like that, like, that's stuff that we never gonna forget. And I just don't think that's something that Bill can cook up on a 2-week basis to get through this entire tournament. Not with some of these names in here, like Mike P, Danny Myers, Loso, Wavy. I don't see it happen. Like I said, it's no slight to Bill. I just think Bill, I'm not gonna say he's better than these other guys in this tournament, but this just isn't Bill's setting, man. So I don't see Bill getting out the first round against Young Cannon, so I'm gonna give that first round to Young Cannon. Moving back over to the other side, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into the Saga versus Glue Easy battle. Let's just be real, man. I don't see Glue Easy beating the Saga. Like I said, after that loss, he took the Mike P. I just don't, I can't see Saga, I don't know, I just can't see Saga taking a loss in the first couple of rounds at all. Maybe he gets burnt out and, you know, has a stumble somewhere in the second round, but I just don't see him losing to a Glue Easy. So I'm going to give, but yeah, I just don't see him losing to Glue Easy in the second round. So I'm going to give that second round battle to the Saga over Glue Easy. Moving on to the next battle, we got Danny Myers versus Tank the Demon. Not a lot to get into with this, man. I think Danny Myers is going to wrap circles around Tank. Tank will give us something heavy to remember, but I just don't think Tank has the material or the I just don't think Tank is gonna get past Danny Myers. So I'm going with Danny Myers over Tank the Demon. That's gonna leave the Saga and Danny Myers in the semifinals on the left side of the bracket. Moving over to the right side, we got Loso versus Mr. Wavy. This one here, man, I'm gonna be real with y'all. This is a toss-up. This one here is a toss-up. You know, I can't really give you a straight fundamental reason on why I picked who I really, you know, I can't really give you a solid concrete reason on why I picked who I picked in this battle. I think just as far as angles, I think Loso has a lot more that he can hit on than what Mr. Wavy can hit on. Loso can just, you know, Loso can hammer home the point that he's been here working while Mr. Wavy's been sitting all this time, you know. And big deciding factor in this battle is John and Loso's relationship. We know how close they are. Loso can really harp on the fact that John did him dirty, and now it's time, you know, for John's little homie to do the same thing. And at the same time, that's something that Mr. Wavy can flip on Loso. This battle really all comes down to it. Angles. I don't think punch wise is really too much of a difference in these guys as far as talent goes, but as far as this battle goes, I'm gonna go with Loso over Mr. Wavy, moving him into the semifinals. Moving down to Mike P and Young Cannon. Oh man, this is another toss-up. This is one of them ones where I can't really say who's more hungry, because we know Mike P is hungry and we know that he has the tools to get through this tournament. I mean, like I said, he showed us that he's able to adapt to this setting and this room quickly. But like I said, we got Young Cannon, who has been denied for a long time. But I think Mike P has a lot more angles as far as what he can say about Young Cannon and Young Cannon's decline of his career, and how he's still, you know, why he's still in the position that he is in today and why he hasn't been able to advance. And I think that'll be enough of an angle to carry Mike P over in that battle, giving Mike P the win over Young Cannon. All right, so now we getting down to the nitty gritty of it. Any of y'all that's still here with me, man, I appreciate y'all for sticking here with me through the predictions. Now we on to these semifinals. We got the Saga versus Danny Myers. This one gonna be a good one here, man. I think this gonna be the round where we're gonna see Saga slip up. And I'm gonna be real with y'all, like, you know, I'm just looking at odds here, and we looking at work ethic and what these guys have done through their career. Danny has showed us throughout his career he can go on the Chitlin circuit and he can battle every weekend, and he ain't gonna get up there and do no stumbling and no fumbling. So, and at this point of the tournament, both of these guys would have been through 2 battles already. This will be their 3rd battle. As far as endurance and stamina and being able to remember your stuff and coming up with creative material at this point in the tournament, I think that'll be Danny Myers' advantage point. So I'm going to give Danny Myers this win over the Saga right here in these semifinals. And that'll move Danny Myers into the finals. Then we have the semifinals on the right side of the bracket. We got Loso versus Mike P. Hunger, man. Hunger. Who wants it more? Honestly, man, as the bracket's going, it's getting harder and harder to break these battles down and who I feel like will win them. But I think we just get to a talent point. Like, once you get to the semifinals, it gets to an endurance and a talent point, where it's like, what can you do with your pen? What have you showed us in the past? How far can you go with your pen? And I feel like Mike P getting this late into the tournament, I think he could take Loso out. I'll be straight up and honest with you. I think Mike P can muster up enough material that deep into the tournament to be able to take out a Loso. A lot of times Loso, he's one of those guys where he has to have an angle for everybody he's battle rapping against. And, you know, he may be able to scrape up a good little angle against Mike P. You know, a lot of people use the police last name thing. We're in the middle of a whole BLM thing, so he might be able to take the whole race issue and switch it somehow, or he could do his, you know, normal Loso thing and give us the Christian angle. But I think Mike P is just like, I don't know, man. I think Mike P just has enough in his arsenal where he'll be able to pull out an angle that deep into this tournament and be able to get Loso out of there. So I'm giving Mike P this round against Loso, moving him into the finals against Danny Myers. Now we down to the nitty gritty. We to the finals of this tournament. And my predictions with the Terrodome. We got Danny Myers versus Mike P. I think this one right here gonna be, in the words of JR, this one here gonna be a slobber knocker. Like, this has battle of the year potential if both of these guys can somehow not be burnt out when they get to this point of the tournament like Fonz and Jay was. And this is going to be a nasty, nasty rematch to what we seen not too long ago between these two. Everybody remembers Mike P's rounds against Danny Myers. The whole angle of you want to be, you so concerned with being the bar guard that you don't realize that your wife's addicted to bars. You know, you know what I'm talking about when I say bars. You know, I don't want to get my video demonetized, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And it was like one of the most lethal personal angles ever in battle rap history. And I know in Danny Myers' mind, I know for a fact, when he looked at his bracket and he's saying that as long as he wins 3 battles, and Mike P does his job, he can get that back. I know Danny I know he wants this one bad. But at the same time, I know Mike P is smart enough to know that he can't come back into that battle with the same angle. And I think Mike P is Mike P is creative enough to be able to come up with an angle against Danny in his finals that'll be able to trump whatever Danny tries to come back with, because you got to think about it. That angle that Mike P took, what can Danny really say coming back into this battle now? Like, what you gonna say, my wife clean now? We doing better? Like, what can he really say without coming off as corny? But it's like Mike P could figure out a way to flip it and make it even more deadly, or talk about his life. Like, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's in that first battle, and I know I said in the beginning of this thing, I didn't really want to harp on what these guys did as far as if they battled before, but I think a lot showed in that battle as far as creativity with the pen. So as far as his finals goes, I'm gonna go with Mike P over Danny Myers. Yeah, I'm going with Mike P as the tournament winner of this Ultimate Maddness 2 tournament. So that's what I'm going with for my winner of the Ultimate Maddness 2 tournament. I'm going with Mike P to be the official winner in this tournament over Danny Myers in the finals. If anybody feels any differently about any opinions I expressed, feel free to drop in on the comments, and we can go ahead and debate about it. Like I said, this is battle rap, man. It's all opinionated. We all got opinions. There's nobody, I can't say the next man is right about his prediction, but this is how I feel about it. So as it plays out, I can see where my knowledge stands, and y'all can see where my knowledge stands as well. So look, man, I'm up out of here. Make sure y'all click like, subscribe. Thank you if you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate y'all. Peace.